All right. Nirmal, let's go to the previous slide, or this is the first one.
Yeah, this is the first one.
All right. All right. Good afternoon, good evening, and very early good morning for people joining from India. Uh, welcome to the GrowME's seminar on internships. My name is Upaji Kotapalli. I'm the founder and CEO of GrowME. We have our team members, core team members, and advisors joining us today. We have Savita, who is a co-founder of GrowME, Shravanti, who joined us recently, who is one of our senior counselors and advisors. We have Nirmal, who is our marketing lead, and the man of the hour is Drew Bewick, who is our strategic partner and also an advisor for us. Uh, so, just a brief high-level intro about GrowMe, and then we'll pass the control to Drew. So GrowMe has been in the college counseling business for around 12 years now. We have been helping students from day one, and we have placed nearly 800 plus students into top 100 ranked universities across the country. And we uh, build our students' profile as per the college requirements, as per the trends in the college admissions. And we start our journey with students as early as eighth grade, and we do a very comprehensive profile building activities that includes wide variety of activities that the students will be doing, which are in line with the college expectations. And we help the students with college applications, essay writing, and letters of recommendation, the whole nine yards, from day one they join till they accept their undergrad school. So we uh, um, not only champion and not only pioneer in getting admissions into top universities, but our students also break records year after year for getting scholarships and tuition fee waivers. So that shows the quality of our services. That shows the passion and the zeal that we work with our students. Um, and our services include, I mean, every aspect that the college would look for in a student. And we, as I said, we cover the entire profile creation starting from the eighth grade or whenever the student joins. Right. Um, let's go to the next slide. Right. So this is just a teaser kind of you for you to share your opinion about this particular topic. So it's a small poll for you to give your responses. The URL, the link below is also posted in the chat, so you can click on that as well while we are talking. All right, let's go to the next slide. Yes. Okay, so today's main focus, the main topic is live internships for GrowMe students. So Drew Bewick has been associated with GrowMe for multiple years now in multiple forms. He joined as an advisor, and now he is a strategic partner. And he has this company called TreeHouse Ventures, and which brings in uh, internship opportunities, project live project, and real time business project opportunities from various companies, I mean, in the US and also abroad. And he gives these internships exclusively for GrowMe students. And I mean, this partnership has been in place for, I think this is the third year, if I'm not wrong. and and the students are getting great benefits out of this exercise. So Drew is going to talk about this particular initiative, and how, I mean, it is geared towards helping the students crack the competition and get into top universities, along with some of his students, and some of the parents also will be joining us today. Right. So with that, I'll be passing on the control to Drew Bewick from TreeHouse Ventures, who is a strategic partner for GrowMe. Uh, Guys, please go on mute if you are not talking. Thank you.
Percy, can you mute everybody? People who are not supposed to be.
Guys, can you go on mute? I see everybody is muted here. Ah, except Tejasvi. Okay, I'm muting Tejasvi. Hey, guys.
And Kalyan as well. Please mute him as well, please.
Okay. Well, hello everybody, and thank you, Apaji. That was a great introduction, and you can tell we start growing them early at GrowME. Um, Listen, I want to welcome the students and parents, and I just want to thank you for joining us today for this GrowME seminar. Today, we are talking about a unique opportunity with TreeHouse Ventures, also call it THV for short. So at THV, we operate on a core belief: innovation is rooted in curiosity. But the question is, how do you take that raw curiosity that students just naturally have and turn it into a competitive advantage for college applications? The answer is by building the admissions ready candidate. Because top tier university admissions committees are looking for much more than just good grades. They want to see candidates who can bridge the gap between their high school potential and real world business execution. So today you'll hear from some THV interns and a parent talk about the internship from their perspective, not just from me. I will say, I'll give you another shout out and a request to please complete the poll. It's really helpful for us, and we'll share the results hopefully at the end of the seminar. There's 3 simple yes or no questions. If you don't mind, just either clicking on the link or the QR code. Next slide. So I think where I want to begin is think about the typical high school experience. It's often built around passive observation, strict adherence to a syllabus, theoretical knowledge that's great, and individual study. But the Treehouse Ventures internship completely flips that script. Our interns are thrown into an active learning environment, and they engage in active leadership. They execute, build, measure, learn loops. They practice professional ethics, and they drive cross-functional strategies. So throughout the internship, we focus heavily on 3 core critical criteria that we have seen both colleges and future employers love to see. Communication. And we mean, can you articulate strategic agreement or disagreement respectfully? A lot of times that's how you explain requirements or ideas to other people. Collaboration. Can you hit team-based milestones and conduct collective due diligence? Not just your own, but can you help synthesize a whole team to head in the right direction? And then third, critical thinking. Can you set hypothesis-driven goals and back them up with rigorous data analysis? Next slide. And you know what? I'm going to pause here for just a second. If anybody has any questions, you're welcome to raise your hand in Zoom, and Podgy or somebody can let us know and we can answer it. Okay, so I'm happy to make this give or take. Otherwise, we'll have questions at the end of the seminar. So how do we do this? How do we achieve this growth, right? How do we help grow the students in the internship? Well, we offer 2 distinct specialized tracks depending on your interests. The first track is research and analysis, and this has more of a strategic focus. Interns evaluate markets, they analyze global sectors, they identify emerging tech impacts, and you might be wondering, what's the output that they create? Well, you will be producing formal technology review reports and competitive analysis presentations. Sometimes those presentations are to stakeholders who ask TreeHouse Ventures for help. Track 2 is research and development. Now, this has more of a technical focus. So some interns, they want to have hands-on with engineering, testing, and developing minimum viable products or MVPs. The outputs here are like functional prototypes, using tools many times like Python and Fast API, and deployment reports, right? Everything that we do, we evaluate. So testing and evaluation reports as well. And often our interns work in hybrid teams, meaning we blend on projects some of that quantitative data analysis with qualitative strategies, so you get exposure to both sides. And sometimes we have projects that have an R&D component, and sometimes they have a kind of a market-based component, because in many times the stakeholders that we are working with at TreeHouse Ventures are early stage um, businesses. These are startups, largely growth stage companies, but in the startup realm or even in the seed stage realm, meaning very early in their journey, they're very focused usually on building their product or service, and we help them build the business around that product or service. Sometimes that's our value, and sometimes it's jump-starting creation of a prototype so they can show to investors. So next slide, I'm going to talk about several recent projects that interns have supported. And I think that'll give you a really good idea of what the internship looks like in practice. Um, and so let's take a look at these incredible real world projects that interns worked on. I'll even point out one we just finished yesterday, and a couple of the interns that are going to talk participated in that final presentation as well. So the next couple slides, I know I have a couple slides here coming up. Yeah, on this slide here, this is good. So let's start with the technical side. We had an intern support a fintech startup by building a fully functional AI scrape price drop alert tool. They built a reliable scraping system to track e-commerce prices integrated in a database that delivered automated alerts when prices of products people were tracking fell below recorded levels. Now, this was great because the startup really needed help to build that prototype to show to investors, and some startup accelerators they were demoing to. So again, we got, I'll show you later, great feedback on that. Awesome opportunity by the team to participate. Just everything I could. I was just so happy that it was a win for the intern. It was a win for the company that we're supporting. Next slide. On the strategic side, another intern developed detailed infographics for a foundation's policy proposal to recover unused medical resources. And what I mean is their visual analysis of this written proposal that a foundation wrote to their state of Maryland and the FDA and the Drug Enforcement Administration to change the rules and actually pilot a program that they could scale up. If you remember, you may have seen the drug take-back days. Well, this foundation was early in that. But to take a next step and formalize it as a program at scale across the state in a different way to save a lot of money and a lot of unused medicines. And what's really great, we were, the stakeholder that we work with used those visuals directly in meetings with the county councils. And, I'm really, when I think about it, I am not surprised. The work was so good. The Maryland bill unanimously passed to establish this safe prescription drug pilot program, I think on April 28th. Parents, This is the kind of tangible impact admissions committees want to see. Next slide. For students, we've had a number of students interested in entrepreneurship, interested in business law, these kind of fields. Okay, or finance especially. Okay, at TreeHouse Ventures, we are treading in that water with stakeholders, helping them attract capital. And we had an enterprising intern conduct a strategic risk analysis comparing safe notes to convertible notes, evaluating their effects on valuation, dilution, investor protection. Now, what that means is, for those that you don't know about safe notes, just know that that is the dominant way around the world that early stage startups are funded. Okay, it's a kind of a simple agreement to fund these startups. And what's interesting is that mechanism. We looked at the trends. We looked at, again, how much has changed. It was really terrific for us because it helps us at TreeHouse Ventures advise startups a little bit better on their ability to attract capital. Others develop marketing strategies. The next slide, please. For a restorative game company's digital pivot, supporting their expansion into international markets and piloting a play-to-heal digital campaign. What was so interesting, this New York-based game company decided to go digital. They, at the same time, since they were going digital, were entering, I think, 3 new international markets. We built the go-to market plan or playbook for them for these 3 new international markets because they were so busy making their digital presence. So that was a win-win. We also piloted, they really didn't have much experience with digital marketing. So look, we developed and piloted a digital marketing campaign, showing them this is how you do it. And what's great is they received a $1 million funding offer while just as we were helping them with this. So we thought that was a great win for both stakeholder and TreeHouse. Next slide. And this is one we just finished. We just finished this project yesterday. We got tremendous feedback from the stakeholder who really, really appreciated the intern support on this. GIS is Geographic Information Systems, maps, digital maps. Interns developed an actionable go-to-market playbook for this startup that was in Baltimore. And entering the Baltimore, D.C. federal government space, look, tech CEO, he knows how to build a platform. He really didn't know the market maybe as well as he could have, and he didn't have time to create a go-to-market playbook. But you know what? Interns crushed it with their research. We presented adoption paths that he might want to consider. And, through a
This is
couple
that's
of meetings.
internships for the middle graders, middle schoolers, kind of.
एक भी
GrowMe.
competition विहान तो जीत गया ना, then you'll get more and more motivation. And there is hackathon that happens for San Ramon Valley. And this hackathon में people were not doing great things, but nobody was participating, I think. क्योंकि कुछ random projects ही जीते हैं.
Yeah. Could you guys please go on mute? We will take your questions at the end. If you can, we will address all of your questions at the end, please. Let's just finish the presentation, please.
Okay, next slide, please. Really, here's a great one. Finally, we had an intern help align the digital marketing strategy for Vapor Fresh. It's a sports equipment deodorizer brand, and the intern created engaging short. So think social media, using digital advertising. They generated 4,500 views in just 1 month and directly influenced the product description on the Amazon webpage. Now, I just want you to think about that. Again, parents, this is the kind of achievement that colleges love to hear about. Not only did the intern learn about, how to do digital marketing, but his shorts were effective enough that it influenced the Amazon algorithm and made the kind of sports equipment he highlighted the #1 product brand on the Amazon page, which was really incredible. And again, we love to see how, talk about growing the student, we love to see how the student really grew into um, learning that space, but also becoming somewhat of an influencer, right? In a short period of time. That's how you influence marketing and marketing outcomes. Next steps, next slide. Sorry.
Sometimes you'll not get the cardio you want.
So, how does this all work? Well, these are remote virtual internships that run for about 8 to 12 weeks. Interns commit no more than 20 hours per week, working in agile sprints. It's really up to the intern to determine their level of effort, okay? Um, we let them decide how much they can commit. When we work on stakeholder projects, we prioritize those over our other projects that we might have in-house. The technology you'll use are things like GitHub and Slack. You also get exclusive access to our Canopy AI. That's our TreeHouse Ventures proprietary generative AI tool. And we use that towards the end of the internship in the seasons to ground our unique research and reduce our AI hallucinations when we conduct our cross-sector market analysis. I just want to say a word about that. I mean, we have a lot of experience working with trustworthy and secure generative AI, helping big organizations and small ones use those in a way that preserves critical thinking skills. A lot of the work that we do early on in the internship, we are not using AI tools. We're using, actual intelligence tools up here in the student's head. But then, hey, yes, we are going to pivot in the last 2 or 3 weeks to using these collaborative generative AI tools because I think it's valuable to see how to direct them, how to build them, and make them work for you. But maybe most importantly, you won't be doing this alone. Many projects have more than one team member, but you also receive direct oversight and governance and weekly feedback loops from myself as the manager director at TreeHouse Ventures. Next slide. Okay, here, I want to tell you the impact to stakeholders is real. Here's just a few quotes. I could have put another one from yesterday that was just really terrific. Here's a CEO of a fintech startup calling our interns' work a very helpful proof of concept. Another CEO thanked the team because, again, the visualizations were incredibly appealing and helpful for their county council meetings. Again, getting back to that policy proposal. And in the words of the interns, one of our interns shared, "I learned to work effectively with limited or evolving instructions. I developed the ability to analyze requirements, identify solutions independently, and adapt." And another noted it solidified their passion for using business law as a force for good. And to the parents listening, we love seeing your students grow. As one parent recently wrote us, "Thank you for giving the kids wonderful experiences." So with that, I would now like to pivot and invite a couple interns to share their perspectives about their intern experience. Shri and Krishna Kadiala. And I'd like to invite Shri. Hey, can you come on camera, Shri, and just share your experience?
Yeah, hi. It was definitely a really great experience for me because I got to like apply the skills I've been able to like develop into like real world projects, and I really improved my skills in communication by working in a team and with like different clients. My main takeaway is that I learned some great like hands-on experience like and built my confidence, and I met some amazing professionals that I got to work with. And by developing like solutions for the projects that I worked on, I was able to develop my like analytic skills through like synthesizing information into like tangible data that can be used. So, yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you, Shri. Krishna. Krishna, can you share your perspective?
Yeah, for sure. Sorry, I'm trying to see on my Can you see my video right now, or is it not working?
Yeah, something is coming up now.
I don't actually see your face. I see you trying to come on, but I'm not sure what happened.
Okay. Well, anyways, my name is Krishna. I'm from Dublin, California. Uh, and I think probably end of this week will be my second period done with TreeHouse Ventures. One of my very first projects that I worked on with THV was a content creation project for a company called Vaporfresh, where I was just able to learn how to reiterate my thought process and create real world outcomes. Like, for example, as Drew just mentioned a little bit ago, I was able to change the algorithm, but that was only through me being curious enough to really reiterate my thought process and see what was working, what wasn't working. Something else that I was able to develop during my time at THV was my analytic skills, and yeah, by just doing my tech notes, which will help you gather information, and it'll teach you how to find the right information in the right spots, and that and all of that put together will teach you how to synthesize and create useful information that can help towards the organization. And I think that something that I found very beneficial about my time with Drew at THP was I was able to pick projects that I was passionate about and come up with deliverables. And I really wasn't being handheld. It was more of a way of I would give Drew my thoughts, and Drew would give me back feedback. And from the feedback that I received, I would keep reiterating what I would do. So yeah, I think a big part of my time here at THV was just doing it again and again and again, which helped me get better. Yeah, thanks so much.
Fantastic, Krishna. Thank you. And I'd like to invite a parent, uh, Kalyan Kadiala, if you're on, to share your perspective.
Yeah, hi everyone. This is Kalyan. Thanks, Drew. Thanks, Upachigaro. Yeah, so I think my kids have spoken in great detail about what they went through. So I think for me as a parent, I've seen a good deal of transition of the talent that they could harness, and literally there was zero oversight from my side. There is always that parent nagging definitely but these kids, I think they've demonstrated something in eagerness to learn. But yeah, I think the opportunity to put them in the real world scenarios, I think it questioned them as well to improve and identify areas, sort of preparedness. Definitely, I can see that maturity in their thought process. Yeah, thanks.
Awesome. Thank you, Kalyan. All right, next slide. Coming to the end here for my presentation. Just have a couple, I think last skipped over one maybe. Yeah, so I want to just leave you with the final challenge. Don't just observe the market, analyze it, build for it, lead it, okay? If you are ready to become the candidate that admissions committees seek, here's your next steps. Review our project tracks, prepare yourself for a rigorous active learning environment, and reach out. We have a link here where you can reach out and get more information about the internship. Thank you all for your time and attention today. I do want to say, do we have the if Shri or maybe I have it, the results of the poll, if I can just check and see if we have those. Otherwise, I'll come back to that. Apaji, I'll turn it back to you.
All right. Thank you, Drew. Thank you, Hasni, and thank you, Kalyan Garu and Chaitanya. Great presentation. Guys, I mean, colleges don't prefer learners, but they prefer doers. Always remember that. Colleges like to see the students get their hands dirty. Colleges like to see students try and maybe they can fail, but they want to try. Colleges prefer fighters than winners. So I mean, if somebody asks me, is there a thumb rule, one thumb rule that can almost guarantee your admission into top ranked schools, I would say hands-on projects. All right, hands-on projects helps the students in multiple ways. It first of all, it gives them a broader perspective. It gives them a wider outlook of that subject that they are dealing with. No matter how many books you read, no matter how many tests you take, the moment you start doing something about it, you change your perspective. You are in a different dynamics as a person, and your brain works in a different way. And that's what the college want to see. The students who do their projects, their confidence levels are at a higher level than a student who doesn't do any hands-on projects. And where does this confidence reflect? This confidence reflects in the way you write your essays. Colleges can look at your essays in first 5 seconds. They can tell whether you have done a hands-on project, whether you got your hands dirty, whether you are a project-driven person or you are a textbook-driven person. I cannot emphasize anymore how important doing live projects is. And this is one of the greatest opportunities you can get. And we all should thank Drew for bringing this together. To be honest, I mean, he comes from a vast teaching experience at University of Maryland as an adjunct professor, and he built these connections, this network, and now he has built this ecosystem. I mean, where the core objective, as he mentioned initially, is to help the high school students to bring out their creativity, to give them an opportunity to manifest their critical thinking, to get hands-on experience, and show some live results, show some tangible products. And the feedback from the companies and the feedback from the team members, I mean, is an automatic byproduct of the process, right? So thank you, Drew, once again. I mean, as a team, I mean, we are all super thankful to you, and super excited to be continuing to working with you. All right.
You're welcome. Love the
Uh,
opportunity.
amazing. So, Nirmal, can we
But yeah, would you be able to talk about how to register for
Yeah, that's what.
his
That's what.
internship? Yeah.
That's what I mean. So Nirmal, if you can bring up um yeah. So guys, this is our page for the internships. It's very straightforward. It's very easy to I mean register for it. So it is this page. We'll be sharing this link in the group chat as well. Um, just go to this page. I mean, it has a lot of details in it, about the project, how it works. I mean, how the modus operandi happens. I mean, what are the logistical details that you would need, and then you just say register or buy now, and it will take you to our payment page. You can pay it through credit card. You don't have to pay it through Zelle or bank transfer. You can pay it through credit card also, right? It's a very simple and straightforward, I mean, transaction, right? And if you still have any questions, if you still want to know more details about it, I mean, there is always a link there, how you can connect with us, hello@growme.ai, or our phone numbers are there, or we are going to leave our phone numbers, our personal phone numbers, I mean, in the chat, and you can reach out to any one of us directly. Feel free to do so, right? So can you go back to the presentation, please? Maybe the last slide, and then we'll open up for question and answers. All right. So at GrowME, as I mentioned earlier, I mean, we are an end-to-end solution provider for high school students towards college preparation, and we offer 4-year packages, 3-year packages, and 2-year packages, or we offer a la carte services. We offer every type of service, every mode of service to fit into your requirement, to fit into your financial affordability. If you just want to do one time like the internship, you can just sign up for that, or you can sign up for our entire package, which covers most of the services depending on which type of package you are signing up for. So passion projects is one of the things that we do. I mean, passion projects are one of the key aspects that you can use in your profile to highlight your personality and your outlook. Summer planning, I mean, we are right now doing heavy summer planning exercises for the students who approach us. What you should be doing for summer, how critical summertime is. I mean, whether even if you are going to India, I mean, we have a strategy for you, what you can do in India, what you can register for, and what you can sign up for to boost your overall portfolio while you are in India. And we are doing massive essay boot camps for rising seniors. This is the best opportunity. We are doing 2-day, 3-day boot camps for essay writing, and you can pick and choose from our a la carte services, whatever services you might fit into, right? So we have everything that you can imagine, and we look forward to talk to you for any question. I mean, just register for a free consultation, for 30 minutes consultation with us anytime of your convenience. We'll be more than happy to talk to you and walk you through, right? All right. Savita, do you want to add anything before we open up for our questions?
No, I think you guys covered it really well. Thank you, Drew and Upachi again. We can jump to the questions. There are quite a few questions in the chat. So Ravindra is asking, which grade is good to start project work?
Right. I mean, Drew, you want to take that?
Sure. Yeah, I think it depends on the student. I hesitate to throw out a grade. Usually, I will say I think the majority of interns have been juniors, but not exclusively. And I really think it depends on the student. So we have a candidate interview as part of our process, and we use that to try to help determine a good fit.
Right, and we are seeing students from even ninth grade who are I mean becoming very enthusiastic, becoming very excited about doing the projects, and so we are giving them opportunities. I mean, the bare minimum requirement we see in a student is, first of all, critical thinking. I mean, willingness to learn, willingness to adapt, and then stretch out of the comfort zone, right? And learn things very fast. I mean, if there is a Python code, if there is a Java code, or if there is a AML concepts, we expect the students to learn on the fly, and start contributing to it, right? I mean, and familiarity with the social media, familiarity with the digital marketing also definitely helps for our business oriented projects, right? So it is case by case. I mean, you cannot say that, okay, don't start your internships before 10th grade. You cannot say that. I mean, there are students who are in 9th grade also doing it. So reach out to us. I mean, there might be more qualified students in the 8th grade or 9th grade nowadays than the students in the junior year. I mean, we have a student, I mean, last year, who was in 9th grade at that point. He was teaching Python for 11th and 12th graders, right? So I mean, we are living in a world where I mean, grades and ages don't matter anymore, right? Thanks to the advent of this technology. I mean, we never know which student, I mean, got I mean, that hook into this technology, and they can really cherish, they can really contribute to a project. All right, so please reach out to us.
Perfect. So there are questions about how often do you guys meet within 8 weeks? Actually, let me correct that. It's 8 to 12 weeks of internship. So the question is, how often does a student meet with the instructor? And another question related to that is it mainly a group project or individual ones? Drew, would
Oh,
you
great
like to shed
questions.
light on it? Yeah.
Yeah, let me take the first one. How many times a week? Well, at least once is what I put on the schedule. Everybody, I'll tell you, everybody's different. Everybody has activities in their life. I mean, the students are still students. Many have activities. We try to find a time that's common to a consensus of three or so interns. And sometimes we have two per week, but the last few months we've done one a week, and and I try to tag up with interns individually to give them feedback as well. And sometimes it's written. Sometimes we use Slack, which is very, we're on that all the time, sharing information. But we have our Zoom or Google Meet meetings at least once a week.
Okay, perfect.
And then
Now,
what was the second question?
I
Oh,
think you answered that one.
you
Is it a group project or individual
oh,
projects?
yeah. So it depends. It depends on our syllabus, which we'll show you in the interview. It's so hard to predict. I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know what stakeholders are going to ask for support. A month from now at TreeHouse Ventures, we have a couple right now that we'll be supporting. So sometimes it changes, I mean, just in the world I live in, sometimes I get 3 requests, in 1 week, and we decide what's a good fit for interns. I'll say that on stakeholder, in other words, when we're supporting an external customer, stakeholder, we usually have team-based project support. However, at the same time, when the first couple weeks, I'm giving interns some ideas um, for both the research and analysis and research and development types of projects that TreeHouse Ventures has a need for, or stakeholders have expressed a need for, that we think we want to lean into. And so usually what's happens is we start an individual project that maybe an intern is interested in being the project lead, okay? And they'll develop a plan of action and milestones, could involve more than one team member or not. And like I said, they'll be working on that project when the stakeholder project comes in. I tend to make that one a priority, so we pivot and work on that as a team. They learn how to assign different areas to different team members, different roles, and that's how we do it. And so very often interns will work on 3 to 4 projects, maybe more, in an internship, along with 4 to 5 technology reviews. I hope that's helpful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that answers. Another question that Shri has asked us, is it good for college students to start an internship experience? Drew, you've already answered that, it's both for high school and college students. So if college students would like to join in and get some hands-on experience, they're most welcome to join in as well. That's the response that we have from Drew. Do you want to add anything to it, or can we move on to the next
No,
question? Okay.
we've had we've had several college students over the years. I think they get as much benefit as high school students. High school students was something we tried a couple years ago, and it was really successful. Again, I think, and our approach is a little different from other internships because I mentioned before, it's innovation rooted in curiosity, right? It's our Purpose United brand, which I didn't talk too much of, which we give all the templates. We have our methodology for launching services and businesses and helping companies, so that the students are using our methodologies. Okay, and it turns out if they want to roll up their sleeves and learn, they can do a good a job as anybody.
Mhm. Great. So another question that we have is about the pricing for all inclusive package from Sujata. So I think the best thing is to actually get our free consultation, book for free consultation, go to growme.ai and ask for free consultation. We will give you full idea of what our packages are, what are the services that you can sign up for, and a la carte services and all of that. Okay. I would like
Yeah,
to
they're asking exclusively for the internship. It is $14.99.
yes. I think question was about all inclusive package. So I'm thinking it's much more than internships. So definitely we would like to talk to you individually and give more personalized package and help you will guide you on that one. And another question is about Ravindra is asking about how is it about do you provide projects for students pursuing medical as well?
Yes.
Drew, would you like to
Yes, great
talk about
question.
it?
Yeah, we've had a number of students, interns who are pursuing some sort of, they dream of going to medical school. Yeah, and again, let me just explain what we're looking at here at TreeHouse Ventures. It depends again on the stakeholder that we are supporting. If we support one that is developing a medical device, you could probably see how that might be a little bit more alignment. Maybe you'd say, oh, I see how that's connected. But a lot of what we're doing, remember, as a venture advisory firm, we're helping these organizations grow as well, right? We're helping them um, build their business, right? So our focus tends to be looking at the sectors. We always start by looking at the sector markets that these types of businesses are in. So in the last spring session, we had a deep dive into drug delivery companies that are getting venture capital, right? We're interested in the ones that are attracting capital around the world. So we're studying them. We're studying how the industries are changing, and how they're building different types of medical capabilities. So that's our focus. We look at it that way, and that touches everything from, to give you an example, we're looking at, um, protein degradation technologies for new drug development. We're also looking at how, I think we looked at a company that assigned staffing to hospitals and clinics, right? Because you have to resource those places if you actually want to deliver the service. And so we're looking at the whole ecosystem of life sciences and medical, is what I'm trying to tell you. And it depends on what the stakeholder is doing.
Awesome, awesome. And Srini is asking, saying that his son is on dependent visa and so he cannot work. Since he cannot do paid internship, what are his options? Upaji, would you like to take that?
Yeah, first of all, first of all, if you are in a if you are a high school student, the chances of you getting a paid internship are almost zero, almost zero. It's extremely tough for a high school student to get paid, right? uh, because let's be very honest. If you are in a technology internship, no company is going to use your code in their production environment developed by a high school student, right? So don't even worry about it, to be honest, right? But the purpose of doing an internship, from a college admissions perspective, is different, right? Colleges don't care whether you paid for the internship or you got paid, or with whom you did the internship. Also, colleges doesn't care. They care is what is the nature of the work that you did, and what did you learn, right? What did you realize, and how you are going to apply this knowledge in your future. That is all they care about, right? So the internships that we are talking about here has nothing to do with visas, has nothing to do with your status.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll
absolutely.
just take a chance to jump in here too. I've had international students as interns. Again, we have a candidate interview process to make sure it's a good fit. But I'll tell you, they're not an employee of TreeHouse Ventures. We don't have that visa. It's remote, meaning it's virtual, meaning you can do the internship where you are. The challenge becomes the logistics of how you tag up, with meetings and things. But I've seen interns work in where they are. And if they're in the States, that's fine too. But I haven't had an issue. I stay away from that. That's outside of our internship. You're welcome to apply. And if it's a good fit, meaning the student's interested in learning and can contribute and has some time, I don't see a barrier, in the visa situation.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like attending any of your summer immersion programs. Some of them do have some criteria, but attending any courses or attending any other program, summer program. So it's basically as long as you're a good fit for the project, you get selected. So it's no bearing on visa, as Drew mentioned. And actually, those are all the questions that I have in chat. If anybody has any other questions, so please you can unmute yourself, bring up, and we will be able to answer.
Oh yeah, there's one other question
Mahesh
I'd
here.
like to answer. Oh, go ahead.
I have one question. So during the course of the internship, uh, are the students directly working with the companies? How does that happen? How is that structured?
Yeah, it depends. So the way we approach it is the project lead. So usually an intern is gonna on some project or another play the role of a project lead, and they're gonna develop a plan of action, a milestone. Okay. And that's going to carve out the approach. I'm going to give them feedback on how to do it. Should they meet with the sometimes on in the past, for example, on that fintech startup project, hey, the intern worked, collaborated with the startup, maybe a couple meetings on their own during the week. Later on, after they got started, they said, "Hey, is that appropriate?" Yeah, sure, if it's okay with the company. So it kind of depends. I'd say majority of time I'm in the meeting as they're briefing out what they had done maybe at that milestone, right? So we try to have a kickoff meeting. We try to have a mid-project update where let's show them what we got and get feedback, and then a final presentation. Those are usually the touch points. Again, we're using Agile means, but sometimes it will have a question during the week. Hey, what about this code? And sometimes there's a meeting that'll take place or an email exchange.
Did that answer your question, Srini, or whoever asked that?
Yeah. I think earlier in the presentation, there was somebody was asking a question. Sorry if I cut you off. If you had any other question, please bring it up.
There was one, I don't know if we answered, it said they joined a bit late and they were asking, do they have opportunities for business majors? And I'd say absolutely.
Yeah.
We have a fair number of science and engineering, computer science type interest, and that a lot of times is aligned with our R&D track. But we also get a lot, I'd say, almost equal number, business, finance, business law, um, that kind of interest. And yes, that's our research and analysis track, right? And that's again, sometimes you're building MVPs in that track too. But I'd say absolutely, because as a venture advisor, look, we don't focus on just one commercial sector. We are helping lots and lots of different over the years, we've worked across many different sectors, but they tend, that what I'm saying is we're almost always helping on the business end of companies. We can't forget that because we're helping them attract capital and grow. And that is that kind of business function. It's more than just having a killer product or app. You have to have the business. You have to understand how are you going to manage it? How are you going to grow? How are you going to scale it? How are you going to manage your team? How are you going to build a team? How are you going to go to
Right.
market? So that's all business principle.
Yeah, great point, Drew. So I'd like to emphasize that it's not like, typical internship program or a project that you do in some company uh, like that offer these summer programs. This is like you're interacting with the businesses. You're probably solving real problems. You're in the workforce, trying to collect requirement, building, finding out how to solve the problem, and then presenting it to stakeholders and getting their feedback, readjusting. And we have all been in the workforce, and you know how it goes, right? So it's like a true industry experience. It not only helps them grow as a person and being exposed to this real life scenarios, but also it's a great material for your essays and building their personality, right? You develop so many soft skills on the way, presentation, leadership, collaboration, and analytical skills. That's totally that you don't get in a lot of programs, so that I'd like to emphasize. And also the seats are very limited. We don't have a lot of projects, so I'd like you to take advantage of it, like register, and then we'll go through the process of selecting kids and then assign you the right project. So that's, I'd like to point out that as well.
Yeah, I think somebody was asking about the recording. Yes, you'll all get the recording of the.
Yes, yeah, you guys will get the recording in the email, and link to register as well will be part of the email too.
Yeah. Any other questions?
All right. We have a little bit of time, maybe 2-3 minutes. Upaji, would you like to talk about the essay bootcamp, just to give a glimpse of what other services that we have, the boot camps, summer boot camp that's happening?
Yeah, sure, but I just want to make sure that nobody has any further questions. Guys, this is the last chance. If you have a question, please raise your hand or please type it here. And
just 2-3 minutes left. So actually
yeah.
2 minutes left. Yeah.
So I mean, essay writing is our flagship service. Essay writing has been one of our biggest hits and one of the biggest, strongest reasons why our students gets into top universities year after year after year. And this year we are offering essay bootcamp in a more affordable and more in a more fragmented way, with the boot camps starting from Monday. And also we segregated the essay writing services with the UCs and common app, and the permutations and combinations of that. So as I said, you can pick and choose any service that you would need, and that would fit into your financial budget, besides taking our end-to-end services, right? And if you have any questions, if you have any doubts how this work, please book a free consultation. Please call us. I mean, we are here 24/7. We'll love to talk to you and work with you.
Can I ask you a question? Like, which dates you are planning for the boot camp for essay?
So the first one is this Monday, June 8th. And the second one is on June 15th, 1 week after that.
Okay.
And we have 6 boot camps throughout the summer. So is this the boot camp slide? Is this the boot camp page?
Yes.
Yeah. So you can get the dates here, and the boot camps are done by myself and Kelly Britt, who has been an admissions officer from Stanford, right? So you have two flavors of boot camps depending on which one you want to join. Kelly is taking 3 out of 6, and I'm taking 3 out of 6, and this is the schedule here.
Okay. Thank you. How many days? Like you said, like 2 to 3 days, right?
So boot camp is 2 days to physical. So it is a 5-hour session, 2.5 hours on day 1 and 2.5 hours on day 2.
Okay. Thank you. I will take free consultation and get more information.
That would be awesome.
Yes.
And who is this? I mean, what is your name? Sorry.
This is Sujata Parepalli.
Okay.
All
Thank
right.
you,
Yeah.
Sujata.
Thank you, Sujata. I've also pinged the link for the bootcamp itself in the chat, but you will also get it in the email. But we'd like to personally talk to you as well through free consultation. Yeah. Thank you, Sujata.
Thank you.
Great. So we are at the top of the hour. I think it was a great presentation, great participation, everybody. Thank you all for joining on a Saturday evening and also night, almost night for you, Drew. Drew is in Virginia, and Sujata, Shravanti, who is also in Virginia. So thank you all for joining. And any last words from you guys?
Yeah. Hey, Drew here. Just thank you so much, Apaji, Savita, Nirmal, and really for putting on a great seminar. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, it is fantastic. I mean, we have 43 attendants who almost stayed till the end, right? Which is a phenomenal um testimony that how interesting the topic has been, and yeah, great. Once again, thanks everybody. Thanks for your time, and please reach out to us, and we will be following up with you. With more details. So we look forward to talking to you. We look forward to working with you. Right.
Great.
Great. Thanks, everybody. Have a good rest of your
All right.
weekend. Take care.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye bye. Bye, everyone.
Bye.